Alright, hey everybody, this is Greg's Awesome Movie Review page, or probably what I like to call Greg's Honest Movie Review page. It's changed for various reasons, but I haven't posted a video on here for a while because I've been quite busy with university, with other different types of commitments and research proposals due. And this is the opportunity which I've got to actually do a movie review. Hopefully the page doesn't crash, because my computer is like 5,000 years old, and whenever I try and make one of these videos, the computer crashes. So I'm going to give this my best go. If it turns out alright, let me know. If not, well, I'll have to stick to the written reviews. The review which I'm going to do today is Iron Man 3. It was, incidentally, I was actually at university, and one of my colleagues said that they had liked some of my movie reviews, which was a nice surprise, so I thought I would give it a go, and I would try this again. So here we go. So the one which I saw was Iron Man 3. Can you see that? Okay. That's kind of been used because I'm kind of on like a bit of a technology budget, and using all these different types of cut frames and slides and stuff is something which you can do with a computer with a high processor that doesn't crash every single time you open a Word document. So that's kind of like the introduction. As you can see, hopefully I held it up for not too short a time. It's Iron Man 3, or how thermonuclear humans and a cheap and a camp Mandarin, pissed on a legacy. Now, if you've not seen this film, this is kind of like a spoiler, so if you want to go see the film and then come back, that's cool, but I'll just lay it down as it is. Iron Man is one of my favourite Avengers, and he's been teamed up recently in the Avengers film with Hulk and Iron Man and Willow and I don't know who else. I mean, it's kind of all the characters kind of irrelevant now because he's kind of like the top Avenger. The choice of Shane Black as the director, obviously some of his work that he's done before is Kiss Kiss Bang Bang, which is kind of like a detective noir film, and some of the things which were used in that film came through in this one as well. Stuff like the voiceovers, also things that he used before in stuff like The Last Action Hero, which was quite a cool film, like the whole buddy cop element, those scenes where Robert Downey Jr. and Don Cheadle were kind of like buddy cops at one point, running around and, you know, doing buddy cop stuff. And this film, it didn't feel like Iron Man. The film was pretty much spent with Robert Downey Jr. Kind of walking around trying to find out who he is, which was quite a huge disappointment, really, because obviously it's kind of leading up to this big thing. You know, it's Iron Man 1, it's Iron Man 2, and it's just so many things just didn't work for it. Obviously with the Iron Man 1 and Iron Man 2, the villains were, even though we're kind of putting this in a realm of kind of non-believability, at the same point there was an element of believability that you kind of relate to, like, you know, human machines and robots and etc, etc. But here we had like thermonuclear humans who could regenerate and melt things with their hands, which was it was just daft. It was just ridiculous to watch. And then you had the kind of the sub-terrorist theme, which was the Mandarin, which kind of watching at the beginning of the film was actually quite uncomfortable, because I was thinking, well, this is kind of, you know, touching on some, like, you know, kind of controversial terrorist themes, and this is like a kids film. But then they camped it up, and they turned, and they had Ben Kings, and they channeling like a drunk Russell Brand, bearing in mind the Mandarin is one of the key villains. Maybe they did it intentionally, maybe they did it as a joke. Guy Pearce is a good actor, and he's proved this before in films like Memento, and quite recently in Lockout, which was a nice kind of departure from his quite like straight acting in Lockout, which I do recommend. It's a stupid fun film where he plays this It's kind of a special agent sent to the space to save the president's daughter. There's not much going for it except just some action scenes and some like witty dialogue, but it's a fun film to watch. Guy Pearce in this film is slimy and he's at his best, and he really kind of puts a lot of fun in this role. But I mean, I think with all due respect to Robert Downey and Guy Pearce and Gwyneth, which looks fantastic in this film, and Don Cheadle and John Favreau, who gets blown up and spends the next 2 hours as a vegetable. All due respect given to them, they do the best they can with the script, but there's so much you can do. So Iron Man 3 was a disappointment. It could have been better, it should have been better, and it wasn't. So I'm not going to do the whole 3 stars ratings, whatever, coffee, etc, etc. But it wasn't the best. As you can tell, I've got a bit of a cold. Shit happens. I went out on the weekend and I didn't get any sleep and I stayed up way too late and I got quite drunk with the guys. Job done. So that's not a bad thing, but now I'm suffering. So anyone got some chicken soup? Let me know. But here are the credits on the budget. Student budget. The end credits. The budget. Anyone got chicken soup? Yeah. So likes or comments on the section below, whatever. You know the drill. But if you like it, let me know. If you don't,